Welcome. I'm Martin Tietz. I'm the product manager for TD Mobile, and I'm going to show you mobile reporting. I will show you how you can design reports for mobile applications, and I will show you how to configure mobile reports for execution in TD Mobile so your users can, for example, execute invoice reports, sales reports, or other reports that you want to have them look at from within your mobile application. So let's have a look at TD Mobile. In TD Mobile, you now have a reports node in the application tree, and from here you can include existing reports or create new reports for your mobile application. So I'm creating this new one here, and if I double click on this report, I'm getting into the design mode and I can design my report. The report is driven by two very important parts. First, the data items. The data items are basically the values that are coming from the backend, from a database, from a web service that you want to pass into the report. For an invoice report, you would add, for example, a product name of type string and add another one for the price of type number, and maybe another one for quantity, again of type number. And using these numbers, the price and quantity, you will be able to calculate all the details of an invoice. Now, the second important thing are the report variables. Report variables are additional pieces of information that you want to pass into the report, like maybe a header, a special header that you want to display in the report, or other things that just need to be passed at runtime, values that you just don't know at design time of the report. Let me define one here as well. So you can define a variable, for example, header of type string, and then you can pass that header variable into the report at report runtime. Now let's see how we can design this report. Let me switch to the Layout tab, close the property pane here to have more space. And now I can put fields into the report header, the detail block, or the report the page footer, or the report footer. So let me put a field into the detail block, for example, and now I get the properties window here, and I can set the properties of this field. I can set the font size, font style, and all these things. I can set the value of this field, and now you see the report data items and report variables show up, and I can say here, this is where the product name should show up. And you see now in the preview here that this will be the report name. You can define a conditional display that this value will only be displayed under certain conditions. You can define colors and things like that. Let's just drop another field here, like the value would be the quantity, and another field for the price. And you can define a format to this and make it, look nice in currency. Let's put some other things into the report, into the page header. For example, you can put just a text information and put in a caption, my invoice. You can move that in the middle. You can change the font size to maybe 25 to make that larger, and increase the object. So this is the way you design reports. And once you have designed, you save that report and start configuring how that report will be filled with data and executed at runtime. Let's look at an actual app that includes invoice reports. You see in the application, in the reports node of the application tree, you see this invoice report defined here. And you can see that it's nicely designed with images, colors, fonts changed, and everything. You can also see that there are a number of data items coming into the report. and a number of report variables, and a number of formulas that are being executed in the report, like for example calculating the total amount of one invoice. Now let's look at the page that executes this report at runtime. That's the invoice page, and you can see there are buttons like print invoice PDF. So look at the code of this. Under the server node, there's a new node, reports, where you define your reports. So the first one is the HTML report, and you can give it a description, which I didn't do here. Define the report source, which is the file name of the report. Just choose that from the drop down here. You have to define a data input source, which is an operation that creates an array of data that is being passed to the report at runtime. You define the output type, HTML or PDF, and you pass the report variables, and you pass into the report variables, you pass TD Mobile bind variables. So the bind variables are the client-side variables that can be filled from data fields or other visual controls and will be passed into the report. Now let's look at this operation here. Operation get report data items. This one returns an array of the class invoice report, and this array is basically maintained at the server and then passed into the report. So to see how this works, just press the Go button and connect to the database. Choose a company, tap on See Invoices, choose one invoice, and then you see there are two buttons here, the Print Invoice button and the Print Invoice PDF button. Print Invoice button prints the invoice. You might think that is a very small report now, but that's optimized for a smaller device. So this is what you are seeing here. And if I go back, I can also print the invoice in PDF format, and it opens this PDF file from my browser. Here is how that looks on an actual iPad mini now. You see I've deployed the application and now running it from an iPad. And I can tap on the Print Invoice PDF on an iPad, and you see the PDF opens on the iPad. And the same with the Print Invoice HTML. So this is how easy it is to create and run reports with TD Mobile. Thanks for watching this, and see you again soon.